I was reading, though, that you said the next pandemic you are predicting within maybe 25 years. Is that
certainly
accurate?
we'll have one in the next 25 years.
Studies have shown that as we grow old, we lose the ability to suppress inappropriate thoughts and inhibit offensive remarks. I've never had that. Exactly how old are you? Do comedians have older brains or less inhibitions to start with? Well, no, I don't think so. I think we probably are slightly different. Only because everyone's different, so that we probably do have some things in common. Personally, I like to discuss taboo subjects and contentious issues because I like to take the audience to a place it hasn't been before. I like that little worry because I sort of want to show that you can joke about anything. It depends on the joke. So I do purposely sometimes start a premise that's a bit scary, and then it's okay. So some people still don't think it's okay because they've been clouded. Some people think that you shouldn't joke about certain things, which is usually personal to them, and that's fine. But I can justify everything.
Well, and you, Mr. Gates, you also called Elon Musk's political influence abroad, quote, insane, along with another word we can't repeat here. But what's your take on his political access and influence here in America right now?
Well, Elon, his private sector work, has been very innovative, really fantastic. A lot of private sector people, when they get into government, they don't take the time necessarily to see what the good work is or why it's structured the way it is. So I'm a little worried.
It's an odd thing to say you shouldn't joke about a subject when it totally depends on what you're saying about a subject. You wouldn't say you shouldn't talk about a subject,
Particularly with this USAID stuff. My foundation partners with USAID on nutrition and getting vaccines out. And, there's incredible people. They're not actually worms that work there. So, hopefully we'll get some of that work back in shape. In fact, if we don't, you could have literally millions of deaths. So, with aid, people think, wow, how much do we give to these countries? As you said, it's less than 1%. People think it's 5% and it should be 2%, but it's actually under 1%.
Wow. And still saving lives.
I think as people assume a joke about something is putting it down. A joke is a negative thing. Well, it doesn't have to be. It can be pro, anti, indifferent. This thing about punching up and punching down, puns don't punch anywhere. They're a play on words. They're a mind trick. I think we purposely have less inhibitions because we want to explore things. But I don't think but I think you do, you're right. I think as you get older, you lose a bit. I think your brain shrinks, doesn't it? And it affects the part of your brain that inhibits us. That's why you get old people saying awful things, which I think's funny. If an old person says something, old people's rights, like my mum, she'd just say to me, Rick, he looks fat. Rick, you look absolutely disgusting. Mind you, she used to say things like that when she was younger.
Before COVID, you say you spent the most sleepless nights worrying about pandemics. After COVID, has that changed? And if it has, what keeps you up now? Because we all need to know.
Yeah, the pandemic, sadly, was fairly predictable, and it won't be the last pandemic. The next one could be far more severe.
As a human, you can't go around licking other people. That's sort of a rule in human society, particularly during a pandemic.
I mean, this one, it killed millions. It was awful. We got the vaccine. Actually, President Trump's leadership was a factor in getting that out quickly. And so when I spoke to him, I said, okay, here's some other medical innovations, including a thing called an HIV cure that could be accelerated. So we should be more prepared, both for a pandemic. I'd say that's still number one. You can worry about nuclear war. You can worry about AI.
This sounds like fun.
Plenty to worry about. But
do you
overall,
sleep
I'm
at
an
all?
optimist.
Well,
No, I mean, it's up to the government to think ahead on behalf of the citizens.
Yes.
So, pandemic, there's a lot that we should be doing that hopefully we'll get our act together before the next one comes. Overall, the innovation in health, both in the developing countries, the rich world, I love being part of that.
I was reading, though, that you said the next pandemic you are predicting within maybe 25 years. Is that
Certainly
accurate?
we'll have one in the next 25 years. There's even some pathogens out there that we're watching over right now. So maybe 10% chance in the next 4 years.
How long is this going on? How long have I got to do this? What? Just do something. Thank you so much. Tatty bye, everyone. Be nice to animals. Tatty bye.